I owe $120,000 in student loan debt. I want to be a teacher, and I can't. God damn it, that pisses me off. So here I am as a truck driver. Because now, in capitalism, we have the debtor and we have the deadee. Make no mistakes. You are still a slave to those with money. And that's why we have to get money out of politics right now. If you look at the past in America, yes, it was based off the color of your skin, but if you look at history, was it? Slavery didn't matter what you looked like. Here in America, they based it off the color of your skin, but if you look back further in time, they didn't care what you looked like, you were just a slave. And a long time ago, someone said, I guess it was a wise senator said to another wise senator, he said, you know what? There are so many slaves out there, we need to know which ones are which. So I have this great idea. Anyone that's a slave, we're going to put a white band on their arm. So that way, if I'm walking down the street, I know which one's a slave and which one's not. The other wise senator said, it's probably not a good idea, because if they realize how many of them there are, they will rise up. And that is what we are doing right here, right now. We are rising up in one voice. Thank you for that. I never could have dreamed of a day like this. I never could have thought about it. I was born and raised in Bowling Green, Ohio. This tiny little place, this little speck with a gigantic university. And I was told my entire life, you are going to listen to others. You're going to obey others. You're going to get a job and someone else is going to tell you what to do because guess what? And you're not a part of their class. You're not one of them. Oops, I discovered otherwise. And when they found out that I have a voice, they beat me down. Just like they say in Japan, the nail that sticks up gets hammered down. I taught in Japan. I loved it. The Japanese were kind of iffy about me because guess what? I don't shut up. I speak up, I speak out, I speak in favor of those who also work. Yes, I've worked over 50 different jobs. But I want you to ask yourself this right now, whether you're from Ohio, or you're from New Jersey, or if you're from California, if you're from Alaska or Hawaii, how many of these representatives have done what you do, have worked in the places that you have worked, have dealt with the people that you have had to deal with? I feel as if though all of this was almost a calling. I was criticized by my family, I was criticized by my friends, I was criticized by my coworkers. They said, you're working too many goddamn jobs. You need to find stability if you want to find happiness in life. Fuck that. Because if I get a boss that says something to me I don't like, well, I talk to him. I talk to him first. Like, I'm not too keen on this. And then if they keep pushing, I push back. Not everyone has that ability. Not everyone has that chance or opportunity to do so. I never knew about unions until I got older. And just last week, my campaign started a food drive for the UAW workers in Toledo and Defiance because they have to hold that line. What happens to them happens to all of us. You want to know where the middle class is going? Out the door with every union worker that retires. Every single one of them that retires. There is another notch out of the middle class. If you've never supported a union in your life, God damn it, figure it the hell out right now. I'm not in a union, but you will see me standing on the damn line with them every single weekend. Can't get there because I'm driving the whole time, but every single weekend you will see me standing out there with a union sign that says, you know what? If these guys lose, so do we. Because for the people at the top, it's never enough. It's never enough. It's this hole that they cannot fill. And they want more. I'm going to make this last part as fast as I possibly can, but I want you to think about something. I want to put $1 billion into perspective for you. 1 billion. Most people, they can't comprehend it. It's a big number. I want you to think to yourself right now, and just answer to yourself. If I walked up to you, gave you $1,000 right now, do you know what you would do with it? What about 10,000? Do you know what you're going to spend it on? 100,000? We got a good idea. What if I gave you $1 million? I really want you to think about these numbers. What about 10 million? Is it getting harder? $100 million. You're like, would I ever see that in my lifetime? $1 billion. Let's put 1 billion in perspective. Remember when I asked you about 1,000 and 10,000? You were just like, yeah, my bills are going to be caught up. I'm going to make my rent payment or my mortgage payment that month. Maybe I'm able to go out to eat. Maybe I'm not eating ramen. I've had to eat ramen more times than I'd like to count. But if I get those eggs, fucking A. To spend $1 billion, just $1 billion, it will take you spending $9,147 every single day for 300 years. Jeff Bezos has 120 of those. So let's make it more realistic. 50 years. You're going to spend $54,000 a day every day for 50 years. There is never going to be enough for them. So guess what? If the politician is taking money from rich people, they don't support you. Stop voting them in. Get more AOCs. Get more Rashida Tlaibs. Get more Ilhan Omars. Let's get a Morgan Harper in there. Let's get an Xavier Carrigan in there. Let's get a Joshua Collins in there, another truck driver. Let's get a Richard Ojeda in there. I'll tell you what, I'm warning you right now. I'm warning every single one of those people on Capitol Hill. You get me and Richard Ojeda in there, you got two of the most aggressive progressives that are going to be wrecking balls coming through. As the old saying goes, I'm mad as hell, and I ain't gonna take it anymore.